guest of honor, Professor Rakesh Goria, Bipinji, Principal, Dean, Medical Superintendent, Dr. Ahuja, Dr. Daljeet Singh, Dr. Puri, our senior members here, Amritji, Sureshji, members of the faculty, Mukeshji, parents of the passing out batch, members of the press and media, and the most important members in this hall today, the class of 2024. You are in many ways a unique batch. Unique that you are probably the first batch which has been through COVID and is now graduating with a post-COVID clear period. While in college, you saw some real challenges. We talk about experiential learning. You had the best and the worst of it. And I hope that would have taught you a thing or two more than you could otherwise have learned. DMC became a huge center, both for handling cases of patients who were afflicted with the COVID-19 virus, as also for providing the vaccinations once it got going. We probably handled more patients than any other institution outside of Delhi in North India. And that is not just credit to the team, it was also a great learning experience for those of you who saw this firsthand. And I think one of the important things, and we hope we've taught you that every adversity, every challenge is also an opportunity to learn. I was talking to our chief guest just a little bit before this, and she's done some amazing work in terms of the areas of her research, whether she was researching on babies and their intolerances, or now focused on air quality, which is a concern for all of us. For too long, we have abused the planet that we are on. Whenever you make a business plan, you make a plan one, then you make a backup plan, and you have another backup plan. In this case, we only have one plan. We have only one planet. We do not yet have a working planet outside of this one. So we need to make sure that our plan one works. That we learn to live with this and tread lightly. I'm going to request all of you to stand, just the students who are passing out today, just stand for a moment, please. And turn towards your parents, families, and your professors. And just give them a bow for just a moment. Thank you. Please sit. This is to acknowledge the point that Bipinji just made. We often go through life forgetting to thank the many who make things possible for us. One, I hope each of you does get up every morning and thank the Almighty for giving us this unique opportunity, this wonderful life that we've got, in which there is just so much that we can do. And I hope you use it well, this opportunity. And we also probably do not think enough of the difficult times and the sacrifices that our families make to allow us this opportunity to get this amazing quality of education that you get here. To make these wonderful friends who will be your friends for life. This is your best support system that you will ever make for yourselves. And we hope that we are not only teaching you in the classrooms, The attempt here is to create a 24-hour learning environment. We want to be not just a teaching institution, but also a learning institution. We want to use all the tools available, especially the tools of technology that are becoming increasingly more and more important to allow us to reach beyond ourselves, to expand our capabilities and our capacity. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was in California, and I saw, which as all of you know is the hotbed of innovation in the world. Many of the most innovative ideas come from there, and China became the second startup capital of the world. Interestingly, we now are the third in the world. We are gradually, but fairly rapidly, moving on to become a much more entrepreneurial and a much more innovative nation than we have been for a few hundred years now. So you are stepping into the real life post-education at a time when technology is increasingly playing a more and more important role in our lives. We ourselves are looking at multiple things to do with technology, both for the college as also for the hospital and for the research initiatives. You're all aware, because you heard me speak about this a few times, you heard the principal and the other senior members of the faculty speak about the focus that we would like to put on research, innovation, new knowledge, and documentation. I remember the first conversation I had with a friend of mine who was actually an alum of our own college. And I said, he was doing some wonderful work in North America. I said, please come and help us do some research here. He said, Zarur, why not? This is my home too. We invited him to visit here. He came and spent some time, and he said, you're nowhere near ready. And we were actually all both disappointed and taken aback. But when we asked him, why do you think we're not ready? He's saying, the way you look at new information, first, it is not a high priority yet. The way you document your information is certainly not organized in the way the best institutions in the world do. So I said, then you help us there. So that started off an interesting initiative. And I have to say, our teams led by Dr. Wander took on research in right earnest. Over the last some years, we have turned out a very large number of research reports in the best peer-reviewed journals in the world. But that's not enough. What we would like to see more of is more translational research getting translated into real initiatives. Of course, the pure research must continue too. But if it is translational, please show us a prototype. Please show us a working model. And this is for all of you, for the faculty here as well. Especially for the faculty here. Because you have been the leaders in how we have evolved as an institution over the last 2 decades. It has been a wonderful evolution that has been going on. And we are also lucky and fortunate that we are able to get visitors like the ones we have here today, who themselves are leaders in their own chosen fields. My PhD is an alum of DMC itself. So this gives us a great sense of pride and satisfaction when we see our alums being successful, doing well for themselves and for the communities that they are placed in. Which is why we said we will change our focus of care to make the nursing care as the center of this care. I want to thank the principal of the nursing college who's here, the vice principal who's here, for the big focus that nursing has helped us to improve the quality of care at DMC&H. I do hope that the skills that you learn here are not just good for you as doctors, but they're also good for you as human beings, as family members, as leaders of your chosen fields. We do hope to make more responsible citizens which is why efforts like planting a Miyawaki forest with 10,000 trees has just taken place. We're trying to demonstrate what truly matters. We hope that each of these is also a learning opportunity for all of you. To the parents and families, a big thank you for trusting us with your children and wards. We hope we have come up to your expectations. DMC is increasingly getting recognized as one of the leading institutions in the country. Even though we are quiet, we do not make noise, we do not advertise, but I do see that at conferences, at research papers being read, at publications, as gathering of physicians and other specialists, the name of DMC does get mentioned every now and then. Whenever I visit outside the country, I try and see if I can connect with some of our alums, and it is so wonderful to see how well they are doing now. So I want to repeat the comment that Vipinji made. Please remain in touch with each other, but also remain in touch with us. This is your home too. Please go away from here now, but come back at any and every occasion that you find. Come back and share with us your experiences, your learning, your failings, your challenges. Each of those is a learning opportunity for those who follow you and follow in your footsteps as students in the years to come. Our attempt will be to constantly improve and do better at what we do, but we are open for ideas, for suggestions, especially for criticism. Please do share criticism with us and also tell us what others are doing that's better than us. Both of these are learning opportunities for us, and you would like to learn from them. We do want to make sure that this wonder of generative AI is something that we look at seriously while ensuring that cybersecurity is taken care of, because as you put more and more records digitally, you also run the risk of the records leaking out, getting hacked, or getting corrupted. So we do want to make sure we are providing all the tools that are required and necessary to use the digital tools available to us, the equipment, the processes, the software in right earnest. And I would urge all of you, especially the faculty, to use them for yourselves and also encourage the students to learn from that, because they are like a sponge at a young age. They can learn quicker than any of us. They can actually come back and teach us, and I hope we will. So let's also keep reviewing our own curriculum to make sure that we are fresh, current, and contemporary all the time. While we add new things, we have to figure out a way to shed some of those which have become self-evident. While there is a requirement of the regulators, that should be a de minimis requirement. We have to reach out way beyond that. So once again, a big thank you to each and every one of you, the many who are not in this room, and I'm not only talking of the medical professionals, but also the non-medical staff, the teaching and the non-teaching staff, who make sure that the entire machine runs smoothly and serves community and society. And that's an area that we are constantly looking to expand. There's not enough time to share with you today the many initiatives we have taken on, but I presume in the principal's report you will hear of some of them. Thank you once again to our guests, and thank you all very much. Good night.